Hope they'll ask me while back if I want that.
It's 6:31, we'll call this regular meeting of
I
the
didn't
Board of
know.
Trustees to order. We are all present. Mr. Ray will be absent. So that's one absent. We jump over to reports.
No, sir. You're too modest. Okay, we had planned to have the basketball boys and girls here tonight and coaches, but Coach Morrow had a meeting tonight for regional golf, and then 4 of our kiddos who were going to be recognized tonight for basketball are at state FFA or regional golf. So we're gonna postpone that until the May meeting. So our recognition tonight, I'll just read this. With our greatest appreciation, we hereby present Mr. Vicentio Flores Jr. with this award in recognition for 15 years of dedicated service to Irion County ISD, April the 17th, 2023, Hornet for Life.
With your lasagna.
Close with your lasagna, yeah.
Keep it with your lasagna.
Okay,
Got it.
I got
It's been
it.
an honor and a pleasure to serve with all y'all, past, present, coaches, admin. It's been a wild ride, it's been fun. Thank y'all as much as y'all thank me. It's nice, thank you.
Well deserved, well earned.
Open forum. Admin reports.
Okay, which one do y'all wanna go first?
Okay.
Okay.
Goal projected, I guess I called it an old one. Is our enrollment at the top. We lost one and gained one, so we're even. Attendance, we've got star testing, Little Olympics is Friday. Star testing coming up, and then, down there at the bottom, we've really started trying to reward the kids, so the class that behaves the best in the cafeteria gets to eat outside. And then on the right, that is a kindergarten disco party for working really hard on their iReady, their online learning program. So they're really getting after it right there. Just trying to keep these kids motivated at the end of the year. It gets hard near the end of the year to keep them motivated. So, any questions? Ma'am?
There we go. All of these. All right, our enrollment currently is 118. Our average daily attendance is 95.91, which rounds up to 96, which is awesome. That's better than last year in April. Number 3, those are the cheerleaders. It's for the 23-24. Those have been posted, small print. Over to the right is the state FFA wildlife team who competed today of Aislinn, Savannah, Katie, KK, and Tyler. That bottom picture is of the district vet team, the FFA vet team, and they got 3rd at district, but they didn't place high enough at the area competition to advance to state. So there they are, and then upcoming events are there. FFA, we have English 1 and English 2 EOC testing tomorrow. We're gonna do 7th and 8th grade reading on Thursday. Friday, we have regional Lincoln Douglas debate at ASU, and then the rest of our academic contests are at ASU on Saturday. Next Thursday, the 27th, we're gonna go ahead and have our high school awards ceremony at 1:30 because May is very, very busy with STAR testing and other events that are going on with FFA and state UIL, state track, so we're throwing it in there early. And that'll also be our senior signing day. And then the first week of May, we have the STAR 8th grade science and biology EOCs, 8th grade social studies and US history. Our junior high theater is gonna put on their spring production on Friday, May 5th. Then that next week, we have AP testing, the spring concert, Algebra 1, and 7th and 8th grade math, and then the senior luncheon at the Methodist Church, District FFA, FFA Area Convention, State UIL, and the spring band trip. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Do you know when awards are gonna be? The 19th. We're gonna do awards in the morning and water day in the afternoon.
You want? Somebody else?
We're gonna try it that way.
Okay, tennis, let's start right there. District went really good. The girls were district champions overall, the boys runner-up. You can see all the ones that advanced to regionals right there and kinda how they finished. Melanie and Tate had to have a playback. They won it, so they'll be going to state, the 25th and 6th. Golf, Tyler led after the first day. He ended up second overall, played really well. Shot a 180, first place was a 178. So he was right there with the first place finisher. The girls got a lot better over the course of the year. Most of them hadn't even played before, so hopefully we get them all back next year and kind of get them going with that. Tyler will play regionals Bentwood on the 18th and 19th. Track, we went over to Garden City for district for high school, and I just realized I forgot to put anything about junior high on here at all. So sorry about that. The boys and girls were district runner-ups. All 6 relays advanced, 24 individuals on the area, and then we hosted area here. The hurdles came in, they looked really good. So much easier to raise up and down and move around on the track, so thank y'all for that. The mats and stuff, they're supposed to be getting more gray material in today and have those finished up and to us hopefully by the end of the week. Let's see, area, the boys were the area champs, girls were 3rd overall. All 6 relays advanced to ASU on the 28th and 29th for regionals, along with 16 different individual entries. So I feel like the girls will have another shot at winning it. I'm not sure about the boys. I haven't looked at, about where they're at time-wise, but I feel like the girls will have some good finishes and be in the top 3 and a lot of stuff, so they could have another chance at winning it. Down at the bottom, we have our events, athletic banquets on the 15th. We've got 6-on-6. Coach Harrison's working on getting that schedule out. Then we've got a lot of basketball in June, boys and girls, junior high, high school, all the way through. And then summer pride in July. And then of course August we'll start our boot camp and stuff like that in 2 days. On the back I just have a few pictures there. By the way, Tyler has a beautiful swing. I know I said that last year, but man, it sure is smooth. Any questions?
Only 2 away.
Thank y'all.
Okay, I've been kind of keeping y'all posted. A good bit of this we will talk about here in just a little bit. Aubrey Stewart came by the other day, and as you may or may not know, he is going to be the new mayor, and he and I had a very good visit about the road, and that went very well. We finished that today. And it looks great. That's been a big headache for us, but the Cahill Construction did a really nice job on that, and they have gotten started on the dumpster lot. We've moved the dumpsters off of that lot, so it'll be a lot easier. We're going to move them over off of Fayette Street, and we're going to be moving the roll-off dumpster back a little bit, so that'll work out a lot better. Going full speed ahead on the dumpster lot. We've had SKG Engineering has come out a couple of times and visited with us, and I think we have a real good working plan for that. Visited with Aubrey also about a joint project with the city and the county in terms of a possibility of a water reclamation project. There are grants out there for that. And so we're just in the very initial stages of talking about that, but I think that could be a very good project for us going forward. I think the city is also gonna talk about that tonight, and then Aubrey and I are gonna get back together, get with the county, and I can't remember the lady's last name, but Ashley is gonna work kinda in coordinating the paperwork for that grant. I visited with Debbie Townsend several times on the WBK audit. She has given us some figures, and we have visited with Mr. Hanson, or attempted to visit with Mr. Hanson regarding that. So that's still a little bit of a work in process. We've tried to get a lot of information from WBK. They've been less than forthcoming on number of issues, but we're still working on that and hope to get that finalized pretty quickly. Ms. Chapman has finished the instructional materials. We're gonna have that as a action item here in just a little bit. It will be exactly the same as last year, so we're going into the second year of that project. We have looked at our numbers and visited with Dr. Parker. We are looking at how many pre-K 4 kiddos next year again?
I have the exact numbers right here. 24.
24, so quite obviously, we could not put that. Everybody would quit if we put 24 kids in a pre-K classroom. So we are going to need to add a pre-K 4 teaching position for next year. We will jump through the hoops and do the advertisement and everything with your blessing. But we have a very good candidate in-house doing some work for us, if you wanna.
Yeah, we currently have a student teacher that will finish in May. We would obviously put it out and interview if anyone wanted to apply, but she's already had 2 job offers since interviewing it. Everyone's hiring right now already at Crystal, and she's had a job offer in San Angelo as well. So hopefully we'll be able to interview and get that hired pretty quickly, and just have to figure out the classroom situation. So adding a second classroom somewhere.
Gave you an idea.
Yes, the pre-K 4 teacher asked if we could just split her room in half because she doesn't wanna move out to she said either with like a temporary divider or, something like that. So I don't know what, it used to be split.
Yep, it used to be split. It used to be
Well, it
2
was
rooms.
one back in the day, and then it became 2,
And then it became one again.
and then it became one again.
Uh-huh.
So she said, could you just even put like a temporary divider? She spent a lot of time in her classroom.
So we can get that worked out, but I think that would be a very good game plan. We have all the communication system and everything run there. Our employee appreciation dinner is on May the 2nd. Thanks to Ms. Hill again for helping us with that, and Shonda, I know, always helps a lot with that. That will be on May the 2nd at the community center. We hope you can all attend. We put out the invitations for all staff. They are very, very appreciative of that. It's always a very nice event, very well attended and everything else. And we do have, we would like to do the spring bonus checks at that and do it like we did last year. If y'all we'll kind of split those up by last name or what have you. And if y'all would, please help us disperse those at the conclusion of the banquet. Speed bumps, thought they would be in by now. I've ordered those. We've ordered them in the 6-foot links and the spikes and everything to drive those in. Talked with the city about those, where we would want to do those. My game plan is to put one set running across the road about halfway in between on Juanita, about halfway between 4th and 5th Street, there, cause that's a pretty busy thoroughfare whenever we have tennis and everything. So put one there. The next set, put about halfway in between the existing, speed bump and back toward the new Hornet gym. A lot of kiddos and what have you kinda, crank it up there and come around the corner, so we'll put another set there. Then we're looking at a set, about halfway down on Mom Pickup on, 3rd Street. And then another set as you make the corner, kinda in between the band hall and, the pre-K building. And so I think that would be, a very, very good safety project. We can obviously, add that to our safety and security game plan and everything else. So, I thought those would be in by now, but, it's actually gonna time out okay with, finishing the new road and everything. Coach Connor and I have been visiting a little bit the new Hornet gym floor. We're gonna get the, company that put the floor down, to come back in and kinda look at it. The paint has not, and a couple of the boards have not lasted as well as we had hoped, and so I'm gonna, he and I are gonna get that,
Floors.
Yeah, I know.
What is it with us and floors?
oh God, you don't know how much sleep I've lost over that. Anyway, I will, get them back in and doing, I've gotten, or I'm having the, ESTA seating people come in, contacted and talked to them. Hoping they're gonna, they wanted to, me to get some measurements and what have you, but I think it's gonna be better for them actually to come on site and look and see what we have, whether they can use, the frames that are existing and put new seats on those, or whether their recommendation and what they could, guarantee and everything, be on the new seating. But they now have purple seating, so, we'll, check that box off, so thank goodness. And I've already talked a little bit about the road and the dumpster lot, and, I believe that's all I had as far as, my discussion items.
Okay. Action item 5, discuss and approve minutes of the meetings held on Monday, March 6th and Monday, the 20th.
Okay, that's the first single page in your packet there.
Two-faced and Seinfeld.
Take a motion.
Motion by Mr. Coontz, to approve the minutes, second by Mr. Rainey.
Oh, yeah.
All in favor?
Keep running 300.
Discuss and approve monthly checks, monthly revenue expenditure reports, investment reports, and bond expenditures through March 31st.
Okay, stapled those respective packets for you. You see all of the, checks. I believe that there were, 8 pages in that. And then our receipts to, revenues to expenditures, is the next packet. And then our, investment reports are the next packet.
There was a couple of
items on here for new gym supplies,
Yes, that's just
equal to about 10,000.
equipment, just to start the new gym.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah,
char-
that's
we
like
char-
training room supplies.
We charged what we could we had like 18,000 left in bond, we knocked all that out and then put the rest to, function 81, which is just equipment purchases.
Just finishing the necessity type stuff.
Tape, crutches, I don't remember what. all
That's
it
not
was.
a necessity.
Well,
Looks to make it hurt. You're gonna be the one using them now.
Stop that.
You totally just
Bring that
planned
juju on.
You brought it on yourself.
And then I saw the AC for the daycare.
Yes, yeah, and then, soon after we had done that,
Pulled the plug.
yeah, she pulled the plug on that. We've tried and that's just I guess it's an incredibly, difficult venture in terms of, keeping help and, at least even breaking even on money. So she, I believe her last day there that she was able to, supply was on the 14th, wasn't it, Jessica?
Go to April?
So,
Oh, okay.
and Haley and them, they really gave it a try. She and her husband would be here I'd see them over there on Saturdays and Sundays and doing this and that, and really working at it. But it's very difficult to keep help and very difficult to even break even. So unfortunately, we're back to the drawing board on that. So.
Sending the pre-K 4 out there.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a long way home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Is the building in good shape though? Is the building in good shape? Is that building in good condition?
Yes, yeah, we did a lot to get, and then we got the communication systems and everything all set up, so, yeah. Yeah, that's in good shape, and then we had some issues with the air conditioning, and that's been rectified. And Haley and them had really done a nice job on it. The playground area is just, that's a uphill venture with it. It's so hard and hard to grow anything and everything else. But the inside of the building, every time I went in there, they kept it very neat. It was very sanitary, even with the diaper situations and everything else. But they did a really nice job. And like I say, Miss Haley, they really tried, and they left it very, very clean and everything. So the building is fine. It served its purpose.
What's the repairs on the cooler?
What page are you on tonight?
Page 8, 508, 508. HX
She
Oh, that's the walk-in cooler.
They've been having issues with it.
switched issue or something, she keeps having,
The new one?
yes.
Yeah, we've had heck with that. It's, they said it was a thermostat, and then they said it's the fan, and then they said it's the door close, one thing and then another, and we think that, they finally got it rectified, and that was a little while back, so, haven't heard anything on it in over a month, so hopefully we've finally gotten that rectified.
And I have a question for the football field concessions. Does that stainless steel serving thing stay out all times?
It has been. They used to put it inside, but they've been moving it out.
And what we'll do is after the track meets are over, we'll move it back inside.
But it's not,
They roll it, they used to roll it inside the door and then take it out when they were using the concession. But I guess they quit doing that.
I know Coach
Mrs. Connor and I put it up one day after, and we put it back in there because we didn't think it should be out in the weather.
So it does go through the door? It does, yeah.
I think,
Barely. It's
yeah,
tight.
I think most of football season it stayed out because they wheeled that little drink thing through there to fill it up with ice or whatever. And so maybe it was in the way, and maybe that's why it got moved back out, I don't know, but when they moved that trailer thing, what is that? The-
Water tower.
Yeah, when they go through there to get
Oh, okay.
ice and stuff, maybe there was nowhere to wheel it.
Well, yeah, you can't keep that in there if you're gonna go through there, but.
I guess they could go around to fill up the ice on the other side.
Yes.
Just an observation.
Yes, sir.
Well, Coach, we had talked a little bit or conversed a little bit. Are we looking at regional qualifiers or probably not, or?
I tried to put one together for Friday and didn't have a lot of luck, so I asked about moving it to Thursday due to baseball and softball. More people said that would be better. I went and checked, and we still don't have enough signed up as of right now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna check in the morning, and if it's still really low, I'm just gonna cancel it. We'll probably go to, Zephyr on Friday.
Okay, very good. Okay, I believe that's all we have on the financial. We're doing good, completed 7 months through, we're in good shape on revenues to expenditures. So things are rolling along well. Investments are obviously a good bit better this year than they were last year because of interest rates coming up a little bit. So recommend that you approve the monthly financial.
I'll make a motion to.
Motion by Ms. Hill to approve the monthly checks, monthly revenues and investment reports.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Carlisle. All in favor? 6.
Thank you.
Discuss and approve certification of unopposed candidates for May 6th.
Okay, this is merely a rubber stamp that we have to file with the powers that be. Since we had all unopposed elections, we have to have that you certify that we had all 4 candidates were unopposed. Place 1, Ms. Hill. Place 2, Mr. Martinez. Place 3, Mr. Douglas. And place 4, Mr. Rainey. So this is just kind of a formality and already done. We did not have the expense or anything of an election, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the certification.
Pardon? Well, you have to do it in English and Spanish, so.
Oh.
That's Spanish for May.
I just saw that too.
I thought that was short for mayonnaise.
Second by Ms. Carlisle.
Can I oppose it?
All in favor?
No, you cannot.
You noticed who made the motion that time, didn't you?
I saw
You
Ashley.
can, but it'll be void.
I saw Ashley was put on top of everybody, so she must be more special.
And this does not need a motion,
That's special.
but I had,
Special.
we're good on the deal. Had Shonda give you your individual training updates and requirements. I think everybody's in really good shape. Remember, your ticker will start over again after the May swearing in, and we'll get with Mr. Martinez as well on everything he'll need to do, so.
I'll add the things we need it.
Yes.
When?
ASAP. Well, we usually get most of these in July.
And I think so, okay.
Will we be attending in July?
Well, last I heard, y'all were thinking about doing
Oh, maybe.
something other than the Fredericksburg deal, or
Who said
I heard y'all wanted
I
to
do
go back
remember
to
a conversation
SLI.
about that. I'm good with it.
Okay?
I wouldn't mind going back to San Antonio or Dallas sometime, but I'm fine with Fredericksburg. It's a lot easier, a lot closer.
Okay, I will jump on that. Guess I misunderstood that. Hopefully they'll still have slots. So So, do we wanna, I guess, Tony will wanna do so also, so I'll see if we can do all 7. Okay, I'll get on that in the morning then.
Discuss and approve instructional materials to TEA for 2023-2024.
Okay, as I stated just a minute ago, this is just kind of a rubber stamp formality, be the second year. It's almost exactly the same as it was last year. We're rolling over for career and technology, fine arts, health, technology applications, English language arts, and languages other than English for this coming year. I have a whole packet that I didn't want to bore you with that or overwhelm you with that. I had given you that packet last year. But we do have to have a motion and a second and a vote to ratify the approval of instructional materials to Texas Education Agency for 23-24.
You're good with all that?
Yes, sir. The survey is the same, where we fill out the TEA approved materials that we're utilizing, plus the state adopted materials that we've purchased in the past. And so for each, it's different. This is the 3rd year in a row we've had to do the survey. Before, it was just one paper that y'all signed off on and approved, that we offer 100% TEKS approved materials. Well, now you have to be specific in what materials you're utilizing through the TEA adopted materials and the state adopted materials. So we have to tell them specifically what we're using. So I can go through and name those all off for you, or it's the same. And we added in our Odell education and Amplify education from our T-class grants for this school year. So, and I have to submit that before they'll allow us to have our instruction materials along with that. After y'all approve it.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Rainey,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Douglas, to approve the instruction materials to TEA. All in favor? 6.
And Mr. Forrest and Ms. Sylvia sign.
Discuss and approve pre-kilowatt hour energy agreement with Direct Energy.
Okay, next little set in your packet there. Mr. Helms and I have been spending a good bit of time on this. We had the presentation last month from the lady in the Zoom and everything. Mr. Helms and I were able to get on the bidding process the next morning and went through all of that. And then we actually had a couple of other bids that came in. And the best bid that we have was from the TASB Energy Cooperative via Direct Energy Business. And as you can see there, they were all in the 5s. And then as you can see, Freepoint, they were all over 6 cents. TXU was all over 6 cents. And then this Texas Public Energy allotment is at $57.59.
Dr. B,
Yes.
so we
Go
went,
ahead, yeah.
we joined the co-op with the Texas Public Energy allotment. And so they're based out of Houston. And right now we have an agreement, we have a strike price of 0.55. And that's for 30 days, and then we'll revisit it. But the lady that runs the co-op, recommended that strike price, and at any time, any of the energy companies can agree to that, and it'll become effective. After 30 days, then we have to revisit it and probably put it out for bid. But she recommended going with the strike price of 0.55, which is significantly lower than anything else we've looked at. So that's where we're at.
And unfortunately, energy is very similar to gasoline fuel. And I had made a little note on there when we did it a number of years ago, actually before I even got here, you were at 2.548 per kilowatt hour, so it's over doubled. And what was that?
That's 3.7, wasn't it?
Huh?
I believe we're at 3.7.
Is that what it was? But I know it's gone up.
But the transmission cost will stay the same, so.
Oh, that's right.
So you think about it, you're thinking, oh, it's gonna be up by 40%, but it's not really, because over half your bill is the transmission cost, which is not going up. It'll be the same. It's the kilowatt hour that charge it will. So it will be a jump, but it's not as big as it sounds.
But Mr. Helms and I have done all the paperwork. We do need a board motion and approval to officially go forward with the agreement.
You understand it? You good with it? You understand it?
Sure, yeah. I heard every word he just said. You don't understand electricity?
No. All I know is it's expensive.
Yeah, we're not bullshit.
Two things together, you make electricity.
You made a motion?
I did.
Motion by Mr. Coons to approve the 3 kilowatt hour energy agreement with Direct Energy. Second by Mr. Rainey. All in favor? 6. Discuss and approve amended 2022-2023 ICSD school calendar.
Okay. Okay, with our waiver days that we were approved for and everything, this is something that we have to, the last step in that is to submit to PEAMS at the end of the school year to prove that we did indeed meet our number of minutes. So we will, unless something very strange happens between now and in the school, which we don't anticipate. This is the amended official calendar. Ms. Chapman, you have anything else on that?
So just where you can see what the difference is, that week that we had to take off during the weather. So January 30th, we let out half a day. We have January 31st as a weather day, and then TEA waived in gray, February 1st and 2nd for us for the waiver. And then the Friday, the 3rd was a delayed start. So for minutes, we had to make up March 31st and April 24th as our 2 bad weather makeup days. So if you look down at the bottom of the total minutes, with the waived minutes, we're 946. Our total student minutes are 75,069. Our quota is 75,600. So with the waived minutes, we're at 76,015 minutes for the school year. So if something was to happen and we needed it, we have a little bit of a cushion, a day cushion there for the rest of the school year. But so the 2 makeup days are March 31st and April 24th, as discussed earlier. Any questions?
I think the date's wrong.
Okay.
The dates are off where?
I think so. Unless my calendar's wrong, like the 17th, I think, is the Thursday of August. I mean, I highly doubt it changes.
Where are you?
Look in your phone, look at your phone calendar.
On the 22, 23?
Yes, ma'am.
We gonna start on the 17th?
No, I mean, I'm sure we can still start on that day, that Wednesday. But I
No,
think
this
it's
is
the
this year's
16th.
calendar. This is this year's calendar.
Oh.
We're not there, we're not in next year's yet.
Don't scare us like that.
That's what I thought. That was miscommunication.
Yeah, 23, 24, it's kind of confusing.
Now this
23,
makes sense.
24 is one
Because
day.
earlier we were emailing, never mind.
Okay.
Now this makes more sense. It is
This
all
is,
okay.
this is this year's calendar that we have to amend, and y'all have to say yes to, and then we'll talk about next year's calendar.
That is why, Shauna, we're on the same page now.
Okay.
Yes, I apologize.
Okay. Motion.
Motion by Ms. Carlisle to approve the amended 2022-23 ICSD school calendar.
I was thinking that.
Second by Ms. Hill. favor?
That's why,
Now we go to,
Discuss and approve 2023-2024
So I think you
ICISD
emailed me
school
this one.
calendar.
Oh, I emailed you the wrong one, that's
So
right,
that's
okay.
why Shauna was
Uh,
telling me, like, Ashley, these dates are off,
Okay,
and
okay,
so I wasn't,
I apologize.
no.
okay, 23, here you go, Mr. Chapman.
Yes, sir, I've got one, I got one.
Okay, 23-24. Put some calendars out there, and this was actually calendar A. That one, it's, I think if I looked at them close, it's pretty similar to 22-23 that we had initially, correct, Ms. Chapman?
Yes, sir.
And as you see, we have plenty of minutes there, 76,820. And you see we have the staff development work days starting in August on the 7th. First day with kiddos will be August the 16th. The reds are obviously the holidays. The blocks, the C blocks there are the starts of 6 weeks and ends of 6 weeks. And we've got some early dismissals there built in right as we go to Christmas and at the end of May, which accommodates the final exam schedules and what have you. The blues, as you can see, more and more and more dadgum state testing. Not every single one of those days is every
No.
single test. Some
They
of them
changed the
are-
windows, so like, for example, for the ELA test, the window starts on April 9th and it's a 2-week window. And then the math, you can't start till like the 16th, and it's 2-week window. And so that's what makes it bigger, is because of the windows they've done with the online testing and you being able to pick and choose days for your district, which best fits your calendar.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Of course, looking at the one we just amended, this is a moving target.
Yes, absolutely,
Always.
absolutely, always.
It does give you a good starting point and people can kind of plan and what have you, but, yeah,
Christmas
always,
break.
always.
Mhm, we do.
Question at the end of May with the 3 early release dates
Yes, sir.
together. Is there a particular reason why?
I think that everybody's tired, and then when you're given final exams in the, high school, and then they're doing, the parties and the field trips and the it's easier to not do a 338 day, it just,
No, we would like one day that's a full day, so we
Okay.
can do our party, but I mean, it's fine, we'll
We
just
can
do
just- we
our
can
water
fix
day,
that.
because we've been doing
Fix
water
that.
day in the
Yeah.
morning for 2 years, and it's really cold, but that's why we just moved it,
right.
we moved it up.
So-
See what I'm saying? So we
Yeah, I
moved
got
it
you.
to the week before, that's the only thing that we really cared about.
So, just
Yeah, I
when
was
these
just-
calendars go out, I always offer for somebody to submit me one of their own with changes on it, and give them like a week's time to adjust them, and nobody ever does. So that would've been great to know, if that would
We're
need to
good
be
with it, we're
changed.
flexible, we just
So-
moved it a week before.
No, I was just,
Yeah. It's easier for, after all of that state testing and everything that's happened, the wind down time for, especially your seniors and their parents getting ready for graduation, and I know it's not one aspect, the kiddos that are taking final exams, it's wear and tear on people's bodies.
When you start giving them finals and then they, like say they take a final on a Tuesday and then they gotta take that class to fill gaps in their schedule all the way to 338 on Thursday or whatever, does that make sense? So like you get finals and then they're out, and you break it up over 3 days, I guess.
Mhm.
I think elementary parents don't like picking their kids up half day.
yeah, I mean, that's.
For an entire week, it's
Yeah,
hard
we-
for
we
them
all
to
did it.
find childcare.
That was
It's always-
exactly
always
what
been
was
like
thrown out at me, like,
Yeah, I got you, I understand.
not necessarily from me, but from
Right.
better half.
Got you.
Walls?
Yeah. And so and I myself was just trying to, I thought, well, why don't we just throw it into one day and then have at least one more day
Yes,
off?
it does.
Yeah, it slows things down and allows us to make sure that we have everything, together, because we have kids so infrequently up until then that, it just allows us to make sure everything gets done.
That's really a very commonplace deal across every school district I've been in. I know the last week is, or at least the last 3 days of school have always been early release
You know, we can always add that Monday back in, the 20th is as a bad weather day, and take it off somewhere else, that gives that, on that last day.
We just moved it up.
I would be okay with that.
I don't know that I have a preference, I mean, I kind of wonder if we, like, could we get out a little sooner by reducing the half-days to 2, or,
You could, yes, we could.
but,
Yes, we could, but then
Yeah,
that
and
doesn't
Only be a
hurt
day.
the sixth grade trip and
Yeah.
things that need to be done in the elementary and fitting it all in.
yeah, I mean, I don't
Still
know.
have graduation
Right.
on the
Yes.
weekend,
Right,
yeah. Then
So
fall.
it's better to not be out of school the Thursday before the Friday that everybody's out.
Yes,
Yeah.
Is that what I'm
yes,
hearing?
Yeah, it really
yes.
is.
It's not, because that way I make sure those seniors and their parents and the kids know that we can have rehearsals and they know where they're supposed to be, and rather than give them 2 days and then hopefully they show up on Friday morning.
They
Good
do.
luck.
They
Sure.
always
Yeah.
have. They haven't missed yet.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve 2023-2024 school calendar by Mr. Rainey,
Second.
second by Mr. Douglas. All in favor?
I don't mind
It's a
it.
nice, easy
I used to.
No,
Same
all
like
the time.
in general, like
Right,
all
I know,
year.
yeah.
They have the half-days.
I do.
They do make scheduling a little bit challenging. High school kids can stay home by themselves.
True.
Elementary kids can't.
And there's no childcare options in our community.
Right. It does make scheduling a little challenging.
Well, they're about to have them for 3 months after that, so
Yeah, whenever you're then.
preparation.
Yes, yeah, I'd rather do that before, after it's official.
Gotcha. Okay. Don't have anything? Don't want to close?
Keep the elementary open. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, you can leave the elementary open, the high school tip off.
Ma'am?
Then do we, yeah, then it's, we fill out 2 separate calendars. There we go, yeah.
So,
That's fine.
I'll just get the extra.
No, just one that.
Time is it?
Sure.
7:18, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Yep.
7:18, yes, ma'am. Next meeting.
6:00.
When we ran, we
Second.
didn't have to.
Um,
I will.
Ms. Carlisle.
Yeah.
Okay.